This industry is pretty crazy. Most creators think all agencies are shitty, all their experiences have been bad, and most people running agencies, or even people like trying to run them legitimately, have this idea that all creators are bad and they never work because you sign a creator and then it's like a few weeks later they leave your agency, or they're not paying you invoices, or they don't listen when you tell them to do something. And I'm going to explain in this video why that is, and why every time it seems to not be working. Because if you have this belief that creators are just bad and that creators are lazy, you are screwed. Like, straight up, you are screwed. You might as well stop. It's not even worth it. That mentality and that mindset is gonna radiate with you, radiate to your team, and you will never have a good client that actually listens to you. So I don't have the biggest agency ever. I mean, it's big, but obviously there's people that have bigger operations running. But what I do have is an extremely streamlined team. Everybody listens. Everybody does what they're supposed to do. The creators, they don't object. Not because I'm authoritative and say you have to do this, but because they believe in our process, and they believe that if we suggest something, it's based off data, and so they implement it on their page and they get results. Because every time we say something, it comes true and they get results. That is what you have to have. That is how you get people to listen to you. You cannot expect people to listen to your process if you're iffy about it. So when you sign a creator and you don't have a streamlined onboarding process, you aren't very convicted, you don't give them a very, very clear process knowing exactly what to do, of course they're not gonna listen to you, because they can sense that they're your only creator, or that you don't really know what you're talking about, right? But when you can deliver results and you can say things in a way that people understand, it works, right? So I'll give you an example, right? Someone in my sales department, he said, that someone was a shitty client. And I said, no, they're not. They're not a shitty client. Everybody has different attitudes. I don't care if you're happy or sad or act like this. What I care is that you get the job done, and that we can build the OF page. This is what this is about. At the end of the day, personal relationship is everything, right? But everybody's going to be different. Everybody is going to respond to a different thing. And it's your job as a leader to be able to recognize that and speak to people how they need to be spoken to in order to get results, because that is your job, right? You cannot expect creators to already understand what it takes to scale to 100K a month. So you have to help them make those belief shifts to actually get there, right? Because it's so much more than traffic systems. Your traffic system doesn't matter if it's not executed. If the creators don't follow it, if you don't even know what you're doing, it's not going to work, right? And so you need to figure that out first. You need to figure out what is actually going on in your organization. And honestly, it just blows my mind, because we don't have that issue with creators. We do not have that issue. They stay for a long time because we give them actual results. And if they leave, it's because they don't want to do OF anymore, or it's because they made so much money they don't have to do OF anymore. It's very rare that they decide they just want to go with another agency. Now that happens because we deal with a lot of people, and sometimes at the very beginning we've increased our numbers, we've done everything right. We've been undercut by a cheaper agency, and that's fine. They'll go with the cheaper agency. They're going to get worse results, and they'll be back in a few months anyway. So I don't care. And so this goes on to the point that is most important, that you need to build your brand, right? If you call yourself an agency, you need to be posting yourself. You need to be posting every day, talking about what you do, being transparent, and everything works, right? I don't have long sales processes. I don't have to convince people to buy from me and offer free trials, and we're gonna take cheap. We charge up front and revenue share, right? Because we can deliver results, and I have authority in the space. And look, I've been posting on IG consistently now for only like 3 months, but I've been posting like 10 times a day. And that's why on YouTube now, I'm gonna post every single day on YouTube. I'm gonna give the value I have. This isn't a traffic source video, but this is more important. If you're still watching this video will get less views. This video will not have as much pull if I said some shiny object video, but this is what is most important. This is the operating system that you need to have, and you need to understand if you really take this seriously. You need to have authority. When you create a content, you will have shorter sales cycles. The people that you do sign will already be pre-sold, knowing how your processes work, right? Ready to pay you, and they will trust the process to actually get results. And so you must be that yourself. You must have a process that actually works. And if you don't, you need to spend the money and invest in yourself and figure it out, because conviction is something that's very, very hard to fake. You can script videos, you can have nice backgrounds, but conviction in your words and the way you speak things is what makes them more powerful. If you look at my videos, I do not have the craziest backgrounds. I'm not posting Lambos and all this shit. May I do that? Yes. Because if you don't post dashboards, that's what they want to see. That's what they think they want to see. That's what they respond to. So you must post it. But my conviction takes me much further than any amount of social proof I could post. I could post happy client group chats all day long. I think that's weird. I don't want to post my clients' results or like what they're actually saying to me in the group chats. It's like, oh, you text me like, thank you so much, you changed my life, and I like screenshot that and post it on my story. Like, it's kind of weird. I don't want to do it. But I substitute that with speaking with conviction about what I do, right? Then you will get things coming to you. You will get referrals. You will get testimonials without asking. You will get everything that you wanted from having conviction in your process, talking about it with conviction. That's it. That's the play. You need to have the brand and you need to go all in on it. And if you don't have a brand and you're dealing with these issues, then that's probably why. You might be the most genius owner. You might know everything, but nobody fucking knows that. Nobody knows who you are. That is your issue. Your competition is that other agencies taking your clients. It's that nobody actually knows who you are, right? So post more. Start posting. Lead by example. That's why people feel happy to delegate their decisions to me, because I am a perceived leader, because I lead by example, because I do what I tell them they should do. When I bring somebody in to hire, I've already done that process myself. I already have all the numbers on the process myself. And so I can tell them exactly how to do it. I can give them a step-by-step playbook on how to do it. I coach them up every single day. We're talking in the group chats. I will get on a call with them, talk to them, sending voice notes. Your organization needs to be a team. And this disconnect, if you have that, you will always have to charge lower prices. You will always have clients churning, and it will never be a streamlined operation. Right? Don't you want high lifetime value? What if your client stayed for over a year, right? What if they stayed for over a year and they got all the results that you know they would get, and they implemented everything you said, and they always uploaded content, right? That is what you need to have. And that will not happen unless you are perceived as a leader. And how can you leverage this, right? How do you have everyone perceive you as a leader without having to start fresh? Well, that's your brand. Your brand is scaling relationships, right? Scaling credibility. I am trustworthy because I post every day. I'm posting 10 times a day without scripts, with conviction, right? And so I'm trusted. They know I will show up every single day, right? So if you've seen my reel, you probably think he's gonna post another reel, not he's gonna post, go ghost for a while. That's how it works. Then when you post CTAs on your story, when you tell people to do something, how many people actually do it? And that is your true tell of influence. And if you really take this seriously, you will understand. And this video, again, I'm not doing these Miro boards. Everyone's doing that in this industry. It's stupid. Why would I do that now? I'm going to talk authentically. We're going to do this every day, and I'm going to be dropping what I know. Sometimes I'm going to talk about leadership skills. Sometimes I'm going to talk about what we're doing in the organization. And sometimes I'm going to drop super traffic sauce. But this mindset stuff is arguably more important. And when I do make a community in a course or mentorship or whatever, it's going to be very mindset heavy. The mindset module will probably be like 24 fucking hours long, right? And the people who watch that will infinitely be better at implementing the traffic and chatting that comes after. Because anyone can do traffic, anyone can chat, but it's how you do it that makes all the difference.